Hello there, welcome to the first video of the series that I call the Industrial Challenger, where I am going to be beating every single game mode of Industrialist from the easiest to the hardest game mode to exist. And there is a bonus challenge. I can only use my memory and knowledge about this game, and I can't refer to any other sources except the game itself for researching my strategy. The game mode that I'm going to be beating in this video is the easiest game mode, which ironically is hard mode. Alright, without further ado, let us begin. So of course, I started by placing down coal drills and sold them. Not sure who keeps buying them though. But after making enough money, I placed down the research station for research purposes. Then I researched coal generator and copper so I could make more money. And again, the coal generator doesn't produce coal, it produces steam for the steam turbine, which totally makes sense. Sure. Then I replaced the coal with the copper drill to make more money. However, since they needed more power, I built the infinite power generator for infinite power. I also had researched rusty battery to store excess power from the infinite power generator, but now since I'm finally able to power my copper drills, I placed them down to make even more money so I could build more research stations. After a while, I researched all of those basic refinery stuff to make even more money, but then I realized that I don't have enough money to complete that system, so I instead sold copper plates temporarily. During all this, I had researched advanced copper drill to make more copper ore but less pollution. After making enough money, I placed down the press and the newly researched roller, and finally started selling copper wires. Despite all of this, the infinite power generator was still producing its infinite power. Then I thought to myself, what should I do next? Yep, you guessed it, even more power. After making enough money, I replaced our old infinite power source with a new and better one. But turns out, as I was doing this would be the biggest mistake I would have ever made in this run. Because as I was doing this, we were losing more power rapidly. So to solve this problem, I temporarily stopped the copper farm and then turned it back on again. What? How does this help? Despite all of this, I kept losing more power. So I thought to myself again, maybe I should just place the infinite power source again. So I did. And then I saw that we still couldn't make enough power. So I thought that maybe we just needed one more CCP. And then after placing that, finally I was making infinite power again. This time with more pollution. However, it turns out that building more research stations for more research actually drained my power once again. So I had to think again. Maybe I should just get the large steam turbine to solve our problems once and for all. And so I did. But after all of this, I finally made the bigger and better infinite power generator. There was a small problem though. The rusty pipes were not transporting fast enough, so I got a better version of them and replaced them with that. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, I had solved our problems of power once and for all. Or so I thought. You see, in the process of trying to measure its infinite power with the power rate calculator, I had accidentally made a new problem again, and this wasn't going to be easy. So I started messing around on everything I could remember about the steam turbine. And after what feels like forever, I finally somehow managed to make the infinite power once again. I'm not sure how it happened though. I reorganized my research stations and finally bought a pollution meter, which turns out, after everything that had happened, it was just 5%. Now since the power and research was taken care of, it's time to start earning more money. Why, you may ask? Well, you see, researching the scrubber isn't a big deal, but placing it is. So I placed more copper farms. And turns out while doing this, the copper wire production was overflowing, as we couldn't sell them fast enough. But since I didn't have enough research points for the huge truck guy, I had to think again. After enough thinking, I did this. But did this solve the problem? Maybe, definitely for now. After dealing with that, I placed my second research station yard, and in the meantime, I decided to control the pollution by placing more advanced coal drills which don't emit pollution. Duh. And finally, it looks like there's nothing else but smooth sailing till we reach the end. I unlocked Research Station 2, which is just a buffed version of the Research Station 1, with just extra steps. And now, since I will be AFK while the scrubber scrubs away pollution, I had to decide whether it's better to just sell it or store the residue, because I couldn't just do the magic trick of storing it and then just deleting it. So it's time to do some calculation. For 1 liter of residue, I lose 5.8, and the gold fluid storage silo can store 1 million liters for the price of 100k. And for the same price, I would be losing around 7.2k liters. So it's clear that it's better to just store the residue than just selling it. So I had to somehow increase my money production without causing more pollution. So I had to think again. Then I finally remembered, while I was researching for this video, I came across a video which explained more about the game than I could. He said that he usually just spams oil rigs and produces a decent amount of money with minimal pollution. So maybe it might work. Thought it was better than doing absolutely nothing. So I decided to set up an oil rig farm. And for all this, once again, I need more money. So it's time to start selling iron coils in the meantime. Finally, I placed the first oil rig. Now since I had researched gold fluid storage silo, during this, all that was left to do was to spam oil rigs, make sure enough money, and then beat the game. Seems pretty simple. So definitely everything from here would be smooth sailing, right? But after what feels like forever, I finally placed the gold fluid storage silo. So now after all of that, all that was left to do was to wait. After placing the scrubber, I had to just wait till the end, and so I did.